Welcome back, guys. So today was a total disaster on all fronts. Bitcoin dipped below 113, alts crashed, the US market crashed, and no one's happy today. No one's happy, including Trump, who's furious. But we do have one asterisk from today, so I'll talk about what that is, the saving grace from today, and what we should do about it. First things first, why did everything go down? Well, overall this week has been a correction week, right? The FOMC meeting obviously didn't go so well, but today people were looking at jobs report. And the jobs report came in very under, okay? Basically, it was like under 100,000, way below estimates. So it came in, it wasn't a good one. Just shows that the US is really not hiring all that much. But the worst thing is, there was a correction. And this is something that I've never understood why and how we could be so off. So the last 2 months, we had reports totaling about 260,000 ads. Now that has been revised downwards drastically, I think to like 37,000 over the last 2 months. And if you combine that with today's report, basically there's been zero growth. Zero job ads, basically, over the last 3 months. Sure, there's a little bit, but there's also a lot that that lost their jobs too. So, I mean, essentially, it's a tiebreaker. Basically, we added no jobs, and what's frustrating is how could we be so wrong? This correction was the largest since 2020. So it's been 5 years since we had a really bad revision. And the last time we had this, back in 2020 during COVID, we had a revision of like 800,000 that was off. So I've always wondered about this. How could someone that's just gathering all the data be so wrong? Or the jobs report is just completely fake and they're just changing it to fit whatever narrative they want. So the jobs report scared the hell out of the market. That's why the US market tanked today, tech tanked today, crypto tanked today, and that was that, you know. And also today is the first day of August, happy August, and it's the start of new tariffs. So tariffs are now back. Trump really called out Canada, Brazil, and Switzerland. I guess they didn't want to make deals, so Canada now gets tariff 35%, Brazil gets tariff 50%, and Switzerland 39%. And there's other things. Anything that's transshipped, that's not part of a trade deal, is instantly up to 40%, and there's other things going on. So Trump is basically saying, hey, you guys asked for it, you go get it. It's not too late to make a deal. We can still make a deal, but he was very disappointed with those three countries, Canada, Brazil, and Switzerland, for some reason. So that also didn't help. So that combined with jobs report, that's what happened today. Now here's the thing. The asterisks. There was only two ways, okay, to kind of convince Powell to cut rates, or the rest of the governors. Basically, it's either inflation goes down, or number two, jobs go down. So after today's revision and today's reporting, the September percentage went up all the way. Now it's like at 90% for a cut. Even though Powell did say, well, you know, we're not sure about September. Now it's looking like it's going to happen. Powell has to do something. Even though inflation is not ticking down, it's clear that the economy isn't doing as well and businesses are not hiring as much, and that's probably due to high rates and stuff like that. So that's the asterisk, that the percentage for a cut in September now has skyrocketed. So that could be good. You know, I think you know, we will get a bounce back because of it. Today was just one of those days. Everyone panicked, everyone sold, and that's that. But in the coming weeks, I think we'll see the markets bounce back because traders realize, okay, we are going to get that cut. And someone today said that maybe we get a 50 basis point cut in September because we missed out on this one back in July. So that's always a possibility. We saw that happen whenever, I forgot the exact day or month that Powell started cutting. The very first one he did was a 50 basis point cut. So that could happen in September. Now, something else that's helping with this is there is a Fed governor that resigned today. I believe she's called Kugler. I think it's Kugler. But she resigned for no apparent reason. Probably, if I'm speculating, under an immense amount of pressure to cut. And she resigned. So remember, the vote was 9-2, right? And I'm guessing she was one of the ones that voted no for a cut. So now Trump gets to appoint someone that's more friendly to cuts. So it instantly becomes 8-3. And plus, after today's job report and revision, that's why people think it's guaranteed that we're going to get a cut in September. But not only that, we have a chance of a 50 basis point cut. So that's also good. That's part of the asterisk, right? So we do have that saving grace, that silver lining. Because of today, that's what happened. Now, there's other good news, although it doesn't seem like it. It's very frustrating because Bitcoin dipped below 113. Again, because of the panic selling, because market makers doing their thing, and liquidations. In fact, we had over $1 billion in liquidations today. $1 billion. It's probably way higher than that of longs. You know, things are getting cleared out, right? Especially the alts. Bitcoin, again, above 110, really not a big deal. But alts like Sui, Sol, ETH took a huge beating, and others, you know, obviously it reset us back, right? That's just because there's way too many longs, clearing out the leverage, and that's that. The good thing is, once we clear out, we're ready to go back up. This whole thing, again, point of my video of yesterday, which a lot of people actually didn't watch for some reason, all this monetary policy, the infighting between Powell and Trump, or Fed and White House, whatever, right? It goes to show you that we need something better, and we do have something better. That's Bitcoin. That's why we continue to stack sats, continue to hold on DCA. That's the right move. But looking at the liquidation chart, if we were going to go a little bit lower, and also this trend line that I've been following, if we do go a little bit lower, we'll probably end up being like 111-ish. So we're not too far off from that, and then we have a heavy bounce from there. Or we could just bounce from where we are now, because now the Wall Street pressure is off, so it really depends. And then we'll see what happens in Asia tonight, if they're going to be buyers or sellers. But yeah, once we clear out, that's good. Then we could recover back up. And I do think markets overall will bounce because people will realize, well, we're going to get a rate cut in September, and there could be a good chance of a 50 basis point cut, not just a 25% one. So along with that and a clean slate, I think we can definitely come back up. So the good thing is, just think of it as another buying opportunity. For those of you guys that have longs that got liquidated or you're down, it sucks, I know. That's the game, right? When things are good, everyone's making money. When things are bad, it gets choppy and it sucks sometimes. That's just how it is. But if you're just DCing a holding, then you have no worries whatsoever. But it does kind of suck. We felt like 2 good weeks of altcoin season where ETH and Sol and Sui and others were making new highs or getting back to their previous high formed in January, February. And now we have slipped back down. But again, the best way to think about it is now you have more time to load up before we kickstart once again, right? So just think about that. Overall today, not a good day, I know, but we'll get better. We will get better, and that's that. That's that. So stay strong, my friends. I'm still here in paradise. You can see behind me, look at the scenery. I mean, it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to be here for a few more days, enjoy myself, and hopefully you guys stay strong, stay focused on the future, and do not panic, or try not to panic more than you are. All right, that's it guys, take care, bye-bye.